Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. This is the big one then, the 2025-2026 PDC World Darts Championship Tournament predictions. It's the big on one, because it has been expanded to 128 players. Obviously, I will try and do it as quick as possible. I probably won't speak about a lot of the matches because I'll just be like, yeah, I think he'll go through, etc., etc. I'm probably going to be going into more depth probably when we get to quarters, semi-finals and final. That's when it'll go into more depth. And obviously I'll be into more depth when we do day 1, day 2 predictions as well, about all the players. So, the 2026 PDC World Darts Championship, known for sponsorship reasons as the 2025-26 Paddy Power World Darts Championship, is an upcoming professional darts tournament. I do need to obviously save my voice as well. Do have a bit of a cough and a bad throat. That will be held from 11th December to the 3rd January 2026. So 3 weeks of action at Alexander Palace, Ayupayi in London, England. It is the 33rd World Darts Championship to be organised by the PDC, the 19th to be held at Ayupayi Alexander Palace. The winner will receive, for the first time, £1 million prize money for the winner, for a total prize fund of £5 million from £5 million, as part of the PDC's biggest prize money increase in its history. And it makes sense, doesn't it, for the biggest tournament of the year in terms of the World Darts Championship. The tournament, sponsored by Paddy Power, will feature an expanded 128 player field, with the top 32 players on the PDC Order Merit being seeded in the first round. So the top 32 players now enter the first round. They did used to enter, I think it was the second round. Now they'll all be playing the first round. UK is the defending champion, having defeated Mike Van Doorn 7-3 in the 2025 final to win his first world title at the start of the year. No doubt, probably everyone will probably pick UK to win it again and return again. Will that be my prediction? It'll be close to it, but you just have to wait and find out. Under the new format, all players included the 32 seeds entered the tournament in the first round, a change from previous years where seeds entered in the second round. So yeah, I was right. All matches will consist of Dance 5-4-1, pretty obvious. Yeah, pretty obvious. Where players are required to reduce their score from 5-1 down in C to 0 in order to win the yeah, you all know that, don't you? Depending on the double or the bullseye. The Masters are played in set format, with the amount of sets required to win a Masters increasing as the tournament progresses. All sets will be played to the best of 5 heads in the first round. I know people not only like all this tournament information, but it's important. And also, in non-deciding sets of subsequent rounds, in the deciding set of all but the first round, the first player to win at each 3 heads and be leading by 2 or more will win the set. And the match. If the set reaches a 5-5 without a winner, it will be decided by a sudden death head. So the prize money, as I said, the winner gets $1 million. That's life-changing, isn't it? Imagine if we get an unexpected winner, the World Darts Championship. Well, highly unlikely, but I think everyone's done for the obvious prediction. But let's say we do get an unexpected winner. Wow, $1 million, life-changing. Even look at the prize money increase in terms of the runner-up as well. $400k for the runner-up. That's a lot of money. Semi-finalists, quarter-finalists, again, life-changing. Quarter-finalists 100k, semi-finalists 200k. Especially when one of the sections of the draw is so wide open, where we will see an unexpected semi-finalists. I do believe that from the second section of the draw. And we may see some surprises in the quarter-finals as well. That's 60k. Again, not too bad, is it? Because then that 16 really counts as the last stage of the tournament, doesn't it? Third round 35k, second round 25k, and first round 15k. The format: first and second round, the first 3 sets, third and last 16, third round and last 16, first 4 sets, quarterfinals, first 5 sets, semi-finals, first 6 sets, and the final, as always, first 7 sets. Right, let's get on with it then. We'll start off with the first round, top sets and predictions. Obviously, the defending champion, UK, and the world number 1, then Stelzner and Nassus, pretty obvious, UK to win. Wouldn't shock me if you conceded a set though, because the top players do concede a set in the first game. Mario van den Borden versus David Davis, and Don van den Borden to win a draw game in that one. Joe Turn versus Paddy Putz. I think the first seed doors out there. I think Paddy Putz beating out from Joe Turn. Mensa Storyfish versus David Hamlin. Mensa Storyfish edged that one out. I don't think another seed to go out and David Hatter. I don't think Steve Lennon, who's a tidy player, to defeat David Hatter. Wayne van Barneveld versus Stephen Belmont. I don't think Stephen Belmont to beat Barney, but I just don't know. I don't see the point in Barney playing tournaments now. Rob Cross versus Cordetta. Don't think Rob Cross edged that one. Ian White, Mervyn 10, plus from the Pats in 2014. Don't think Ian White to win that one. Chris Dory stepped through his side as sent on. Andrew Dillon first time Quadtree won the standard title the first round. I don't think Quadtree to knock Dillon out. Woodhouse versus Boris Christmas. Don't think Woodhouse to win in that one. Martin Newman fought last year's Grand Slam darts runner-up. I don't think he get knocked out from Matt Topp, who was coming back into form. Darren Price to defeat Adam Darats. Lucas Fennick to defeat Wesley Kaiser in a last set decided. I think that will be last set decided, that one. To do either way. Wayne Joyce to defeat Owen Bates. And Christopher Tatsi to defeat Alessia Toro in which will probably be the slowest game of darts you'll probably ever see. But I'm not complaining about that. Obviously, some snobby people will complain. On to the second half of the top section. Stephen Bunton versus Sebastian Bietti. I don't think Sebastian Bietti to knock Stephen Bunton out. I think that's a dangerous tie for Stephen Bunton. And we saw Bietti knock Rob Cross out the PDC finals. Fritz Finsworth versus Nitin Kumar. Fritz Finsworth to win that one. I don't think another seed to go out. I don't think Dirk van Dijkbode to get knocked out by the former yes side WDF World Champion Andy Burtons. James Howell versus Stuart Bunt. Don't James Howell to win in that one, who had a dud one to play semi-finals. Martin Schindler to defeat Stephen Burton. Martin Schindler could go way far in this tournament. There's a huge opportunity there if seeds go out. Team Barry to defeat Tim. I'm not pronouncing his last name. Ryan Searle to defeat Chris Yanman. Brendan Doran versus Taras Dooney. Could go either way, but I'll just edge towards Brendan Doran's experience on that one. Johnny Caton versus Adam Yimstrom. I don't think Adam Yimstrom to knock Johnny Caton out. Caton's just inconsistent. Adam Yimstrom made a good one to play Somsip. Dom Taylor to defeat Utter Siak. Michael Smith versus Ethan Watson. Ethan Watson could beat him, but I think Michael Smith will just edge it despite his injury issues. Neil Sonnenfeld to go through his Puha. Ross Smith to defeat Andrews Housen despite Ross Smith's out of form. He is out of form. Timo Tuchel to defeat Mateo Satai. Dave Chisnell, Van Sert. I just think Chisney's storm power will be too much for him, in my opinion. And with Carlo Petresto to defeat Jose de Souza. And then, as I keep saying, that second section of the draw, I think anyone can reach the quarterfinals and semi-finals. And the thing is, at the PC World Dart Samson, there's always someone unexpected, isn't there, who does really far in the tournament in terms of quarterfinals and semi-finals. Bit of a disclaimer, I have done for someone unexpected to reach the semi-final of the World Dart Samson and the quarterfinals as well, if you can really say that's unexpected. First, the bottom sets and predictions. Hugh Humphreys looking to win his World Championship back of Hugh. I think he defeats the former World Youth Champion Ted Everts. Jeffrey Crawford against a legend that is Paul Yem, the oldest player on that's 12 over the World Dart Championship, but I think Jeffrey Crawford will win that one. Wessel Nyman to defeat Tower Setiak. Daryl Clemens, a former semi-finalist of the World Dart Championship. I think he'll defeat Alice Spellman. And Germany do put in a good round as well to the World Darts Championship. Nathan Aspinall to defeat Lawrence Aiden. Mickey Mansell to defeat Yennon Dates in a very close game. Mike Decker should get the win over 10 years qualifier David Munyer. Mike Decker to Kevin Douglas to defeat Matthew Denon. James Wade to defeat Asamoto. Ricky Evans to defeat Manuel Ruin. That's a dangerous game for Ricky Evans. Manuel Ruin is a very good player, but I think Ricky Evans will just edge it. Taron Menzies to defeat Charlie Mamby. That'll be a close game. Charlie Mamby's done well, hasn't he? But I think Menzies gets the win. Matt Campbell to defeat Adam Saveda. Gian Van Veen, who's expected to find this tournament, I think he'll defeat Crystal Reyes. Crystal Reyes, a blast from the past as well. Alan Suter to defeat Timo Hatu. Dimitri Vandenberg versus Dan Beveridge. I don't for Dan Beveridge to shock Dimitri Vandenberg and knock him out. And Madis Wasmer versus the high rated Tamel van der Herrick. I don't for Madis Wasmer's experience to win in that one. I thought that was the tier 3 there. But yeah, on to the next section, of the bottom section predictions for the first round. Mike Van Duren, who is back after having a break. He didn't play this weekend, having a break for the family. He'll be very fresh for this tournament. I think he'll win his first round tie. William O'Connor versus Christoph Chuck. That'll be a close game. Two solid players, but I think O'Connor will win that one. Pete White versus Nolan Van Uven, who shouldn't be playing in the tournament, is a biological male, but okay. Peter White to win that one. Tim Hypress versus Arnold Meck, the German. Tim Hypress to just edge that one. Darry Hansen versus Adam Hunt. That's a dangerous game for Darry Hansen, but I think he'll win that one. Connor Stott versus the return of Simon Whitlock. Unfortunately, I think Connor Stott will win that one. Jermaine Watamina versus Dominic Kuriet. I think Jermaine Watamina will win that one. He's in very good form. Stott Williams versus Paolo Nebreda. Tricky tie for Stott Williams, but I think Stott Williams will just edge that one. Danny Noppert versus Jan van der Velde. Danny Noppert to win that one. Danny Noppert should do very fine this tournament with the form he's in. Nick Tenney versus Justin Hood. Justin Hood to win that one. Richie Edhouse to defeat Johnny Tatar. Ryan Merkel versus Jesus Siate. I think Jesus Siate will win that one. He's a denser side for Wayne Merkel. Joshua to defeat the female qualifier Gemma Herter. Nicole Sprinter to defeat Joe Tomitto. And Dow Durney versus Bold Reeves. Could do either way, that one. I don't know for Bold. Bold Reeves. I just think Bold Reeves is dangerous for anyone, isn't he? And Time Wiz versus Patrick Kovacs. That'll be a good game as well. Don't for Time Wiz to just edge that one. So my second round top sets and predictions. I know it might be a bit boring for some people, but you get Adam for you get first Mario van Bordard, you get us defeat Mario van Bordard. 20 plus versus Mensa Solfitz. 20 plus playing some good darts, but he's never out Mensa Solfitz in these games. Tricky opponent. I don't think Mensa Solfitz to win that one. Steve Denver versus Stephen Belmont. I don't think Stephen Belmont to win that one. I don't for Ian White to knock out Rob Cross. Rob Cross is not in good form at all, is he? I don't for Town Crabtree to knock out Chris Dorby, and this will be a classic, in my opinion, in the second round. Hugh Woodhouse to defeat Max Hopp. Durham Price to defeat Jutta Svenit, who reached the quarterfinals of the Grand Slam of Darts. Brian Joyce to defeat Christoph Satsy. That'll be a close game, won't it? Two solid players. Sebastian Biecki versus Fitzfinstra. See, Biecki knocks out a top player, then he uses the next game. So I don't think Fitzfinstra to win in that one. Andy Burton versus James Howell. I don't think James Howell just to edge that one. The two former WDF players. Martin Senior to defeat Team Barry. Wayne Searle to defeat Brendan Doran. Adam Youngstone to defeat Dom Taylor. And hopefully he does. because Dante failed the touch test. Michael Smith versus Neil Sonnenfeld. Done for Michael Smith just to edge that one out. 2 out of 4 players really. Ross Smith versus Tyrrell Tricol. I done for Tyrrell Tricol to knock Ross Smith out. Ross Smith is inconsistent. Dave Chisnell versus Vitali Petresto. I done for Petresto to win to knock Dave Chisnell out in that one. The second round, bottom sets and predictions. Luke Humphries to knock out Jeffrey de Graaf. Wessel Nyman to defeat Daryl Clemens, the former semi-finalist of the World Darts Championship. A lot of German players were putting a high crowd with them. Nathan Aspinall versus Mickey Mantle. I think Aspinall will win that one. I done for Kevin Duritz to knock out Mike Decker. That's how you pronounce Kevin Duritz. I pronounce it Kevin Duritz. But Kevin Duritz. James Wade versus Ricky Evans. James Wade to win that one. Obviously, they met at the Grand Slam group stages. Tam Menzies to defeat Matt Campbell. Chiam Van Veen to defeat Alan Suter. Down Bedford versus Madison Wasmer, whose opportunity for both players to reach the third round, if that is to come true. I done for Madison Wasmer's experience to get through in that one. Mike Van Doren to defeat William O'Connor. Peter White versus Tim Eibrecht. No matter what form Tim Eibrecht is in, it's just a dangerous tie for anyone. But I done for Peter White just to edge that one out. Darren Jansen versus Connor Stott. I done for Connor Stott to knock Darren Jansen out. I think he's got the dame to beat Darren Jansen. Terrain Motamina versus Stott Williams. I done for the more informed player in Terrain Motamina to win that one. Danny Nopper to defeat Justin Hood. Richie Edhouse to defeat Jesus Serate, the Argentinian. Josh Watt to defeat Nicole Sprinter. And Bold Reeds versus Cam Wids. I done for Bold Reeds to defeat Cam Wids in that one. But then that'll be a very quick game and should be high scoring as well. So my third round, top sets and predictions. UK first met Surface. I think he'll cause problems at hand, Surface, but I think will obviously still win. Stephen Belmont versus Ian White. I done for Stephen Belmont to knock Ian White out. I'm least at 16. Imagine that. Town Crabtree versus Hugh Woodhouse. Done for Woodhouse to defeat Town Crabtree in that one. A tricky tie for Durham Price and Wayne Joyce. I done for Durham Price to win in that one. Remember, Joyce pushed it all the way, didn't he, last year? Victor Feensworth versus James Howell. Victor Feensworth to win that one. Martin Schindler versus Wayne Searle. I got that one. I actually did go for Martin Schindler to win in that one. Adam Jensen versus Michael Smith. Adam Jensen. And Timo Tricol versus Vitali Petresto. Done for Vitali Petresto to win in that one. My third round, bottom sets and predictions. Luke Humphries versus Wessel Nyman. I think it's going to be one of them days where Humphries will survive us there, in my opinion, and go through. So I think Humphries wins the last set decider against Nyman and probably come back in that game. Aspinall versus Duritz. Done for Aspinall to win in that one. James Wade versus Cameron Menzies. James Wade to win in that one. Jim Van Veen to be far too much for Madison Wasmer in that tie. Mike Van Doren versus Peter White. Who would have thought that as a third round tie a couple of years ago? I done for Mike Van Doren to defeat Peter White. Connor Stott versus Tremaine Motamina. What a tie that would be in the third round. I've just edged towards Tremaine Motamina on that one. Danny Noppert to defeat Richie Headhouse. And Joshua to end Bold Reeds' won at the PDC World Darts Championship. My last 16 predictions. Luke Yetter to defeat Stephen Belmont. Luke Woodhouse versus Durham Price. I done for Durham Price to defeat Luke Woodhouse in that one. Victor Feensworth versus Martin Schindler as a last 16 game for the Pearson quarterfinals. Wow. I've done for Martin Schindler to edge that one out. Adam Jensen versus Vitali Petresto. Again, I've got that one. I don't know why I put Adam Jensen when it was supposed to be Vitali Petresto. I've done for Vitali Petresto to win in that one. Luke Humphries versus Nathan Aspinall. Luke Humphries to defeat Nathan Aspinall. James Van Veen, Storm Power just to be too much for James Wade. and that's the same, but that'll be a close game. Van Duren versus Motamina, that'll be a close game, but Van Duren, I just think Van Duren's freshness going into this tournament, he'll go very far, Van Duren, in my opinion. And Danny Noppert versus Josh Watt could go either way, could be 50-50 game. Both of Danny Noppert is the more playing form, but Josh Watt has not the talent, but I don't want Josh Watt to win in that one. My quarterfinal predictions: Yukieta versus Durham Price. I think Durham Price will always push Yukieta all the way, but I think Yukieta will go through. Martin Sunner versus Ricardo Petresto for a place in the semi-finals. That's mad. I've done for Ricardo Petresto to reach the semi-finals. I think it's topsy-turvy that game. Luke Humphries versus Cian Van Veen. I think Humphries will eventually get the win, finally get a win over Van Veen in my opinion. And Van Duren versus Josh Watt. I don't for Van Duren to defeat Josh Watt. This is actually done quite quick, to be fair. I thought it was done be over an hour. So semi-final predictions. I've done for Yeta versus Petresto. There's a bit of beef there between the two. There is a bit of beef between the two players, between Yeta and Petresto. They don't really like each other, do they? Petresto is going to have the German crowd on his side, but there's going to be more in this crowd than the German crowd as well. This is why I think the Germany players will actually do well at the World Darts Championship, because they have got a crowd with them. They do put a crowd with them. There'll be a lot of supporters of Martin Sunyer and Ricardo Petresto. This is why I went for that quarter final. And I think Sunyer and Petresto, they're in a good section of the draw as well, where they can go very far in the tournament. I know people are going to be like, oh my god, you went for Bunton and Keaton to go out. Yeah, I know Keaton's in good form this year, but he's been inconsistent in tournaments, hasn't he? And he's not a dangerous first one to same with Bunton, same with Dirk van Dijkborder as well. So that's why I went for an all German quarter final. And why I've done for Petresto to reach the same finals against Yeta. Because I just think Petresto, what he has over Martin Sunyer, he can beat the top players. I've not seen Martin Sunyer beat the top players on the big TV stage yet, while Petresto has. Obviously, I think Yeta will defeat Petresto in the semi-finals, and I think it will be a Humphries versus Mike Van Duren semi-final, which I think that can go either way, because, like I said, I think Van Duren is coming into this tournament all threats. Like, he didn't play in Minehead, so it'd be all fresh. It'd be fresher than the other players as well, like Van Duren. Obviously, he reached the final last year. I don't think he'll reach the final this year. I just think my final prediction is the obvious one. It's going to be the two routes then. Yukieta versus Luke Humphries. Oh dear, could go either way. Luke Humphries has lost a lot of major finals, hasn't he, recently? He lost the World Grand Prix in the Grand Slam final to Yeta. He's lost to Cian Van Veen, who can dance to final. You just think that luck's done a turn. That luck is done a change, isn't it, for Humphries? But at the same time, you're just up against a dartbot, aren't you? Just up against an AI dartbot, and Yeta. And the scary part is, Yeta's now starting to retain majors as well. He's retained the Grand Slam darts. He's retained the Grand Slam darts, which is the first major he has retained. And yeah, that is my prediction, I'm afraid. When I say I'm afraid, I say that in a respectful way. He's just too dud, man. He's just too dud, isn't he? So yeah, to retain his World Darts Championship, in my opinion. And also, not just that, I think Humphries is going to have more tougher tests on the route to the final, with Nyman, Van Duren in the semi-finals, Cian Van Veen in the quarter-finals. I just think it's not the easier route to the final. Obviously, he can only beat what's in front of you. He's the world number one, so he should have an easier route, shouldn't he? And there's only tough tests for me will be Durham Price in the quarterfinals. And possibly Mensa-Surface in the third one, just because Mensa-Surface, your player, and Surface always gives the top players a day, no matter where he is in the PC or the merit as well. But yeah, for me, he's just an AI dartbot, isn't he? He's just an AI dartbot. Too good, man. He's too good. Humphreys will give him a close game. Actually, Humphreys will actually test him in the final. Because his only test en route to the final will be Price, but in the final, it will be a very close final against Humphreys. But again, it just can't do against Yetter, can you? Just can't do against him. When you put both their chores into contests as well, I think it's just gonna have it more easier in the World Dart Championship than Luke Humphreys, in my opinion. And then it wouldn't shock me if Humphreys got knocked out early, because Nyman will be the first test as well for Humphreys. It's just all about how many tests can he come through, Humphreys. If Humphreys comes through them tests and he beats Yet in the final, fair pretty Pierre as well. Fair Pierre. But yeah, I think it retains it. Obviously, earlier in the year, I did go for Humphreys to win his title back, world title back. But he is scary, man. It's scary that has now retained a major as well. I think that's scary for the West. And that's scary for Humphreys as well. Because now, it used to be, if got knocked out, Humphreys will win it. If Humphreys got knocked out, will win it. It used to be always one of them two who will win the major. Apart from the small majors like the Hooping Championship, that's where you see a lot of shots happening. And we see Jim Van Veen obviously win at that tournament. But yeah, can't go against Yetter for me. It definitely, I think it will be the two. I think it will be the two Roots in the final as well. And to be honest with you, I know people get a bit snobby about, do we really want that as a final and all that. Of course, we want to see someone else win it instead of the two Roots, but at the same time, is it that bad? The two Roots in the final, they're just both a joy to watch, aren't they? Both a joy to watch. And it'll be another classic between the two of them as well. Both playing a high standard, both of them are levels above. Both of them are still levels above everyone else. Even though Humphreys, the opponent, is Shane Van Veen. But yeah, both of them are still levels above. And I've done for Yetter to retain his World Dart Championship. So yeah, that's done quite quickly. I thought it'd be over an hour. So then my 2025-2026 PC World Dart Championship tournament predictions. Feel free to leave your tournament predictions down below in the comments. And who do you think will be the surprise parties from the second section of the tour? Or do you think there'll be surprise parties from the other sections of the tour? But for me, I do think the second section you will see a surprise semi-finalist, a surprise quarter-final as well. That's so wide open. While the other sections of the tours, you can take your pick. I think the first section, I can't see it being anything other than the first prize. The third section, I can't see it being anything other than Humphreys versus Van Veen, to be honest with you. The fourth section of the tour, that can be anything, to be honest with you. Could be one of Van Der and Watamina, Danny Noppert, or Josh Watt. Could be one of them. And the second section of the tour, I've done for Sinner versus Petresco. I just think it's so wide open that second section of the tour, to be honest with you. So, yeah, feel free to leave your winner for the PC World Dart something down below in the comments. What's your final, and who do you think will be the outsiders of this tournament and the surprise parties as well? Obviously, my outsiders for me, it's just the usual. Danny Noppert, Terrain Motamina. Obviously, I think Metal Petresco will be the surprise parties, along with Martin Sinner. Josh Watt, is he an outsider? I think so. I think he's kind of an outsider because he's still not won a major. So, yeah, feel free to take your thoughts down below in the comments, and I'll see you all for day one predictions of the PC World Dart Championship. Will Luke Yetter retain his World Dart title, or will Luke Humphreys win his title back?